passive and wait for things to happen by others. If you want something to happen, try to do it. Okay, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You made a bug for software, right? So, or otherwise you make nothing interesting. And rules, even not a rule, are meant to be broken if you have a right reason. Okay. All right. So then in 2000, year 2000, I left academia sinica for National Taiwan University, and because this is homecoming here, so I will ignore most of the things I did there. Show you I did Bell and the retail and CMS. Okay. So for that, we have shorter flights to Japan and sometimes fly to Geneva for the CMS. Okay, and then I went to Google as a software engineer. So I did various projects while I was in Taiwan. I stayed at Google Taiwan until 2012, and then transferred to Mountain View headquarters. And this year in July, I transferred again to Santa Barbara to work on some quantum computers. So Google has a lab that builds physical quantum computers. Okay. So I was very happy that I could come back to physics. Oh, finally, after writing software for like 11 years. Okay, so I did many projects. A lot of them kind of canceled. A lot of them, the product got sunsetted and things like that. So not everybody knows about Google because I remember that one time I was in Google headquarters and there were some government officials from Taiwan visiting, and I was talking about something like that we do, and then he asked a question. Oh, it seems you guys are, with this good benefit and you work on so many projects, you're burning so much money. How long can Google sustain? And I said, okay, well, so Google burned money for like 3 years in the beginning, but then we start to make money in ads. So at that time, it was like 70 billion a year. Now it's about 110 billion a year. That's the revenue. Okay, and Google is rated the best company to work for by Fortune for like 8 of the last 11 years. Okay, so a lot of people want to join Google as an engineer, as a sales, as a marketing, and whatever. The hiring bar is very high. Usually, the rate of hiring is less than 1%. About 100 to 200 people apply, and 1,000 of them will be hired. And the full-time employees right now is 88,000, and there are 100 offices around the world. Okay. And there are a lot of products. I hope you are using most of them, so I can make my money from you. So when I was in Google, the good thing is that I don't really need to fly for my work most of the time. I only need to fly maybe once or twice a year, and each trip is like 1 week. So compared to high-end physics, that's not much flight at all. Okay, so it's a very big change to my family, for my family. So I could stay with my kids and all my family members. Okay, so where's the track? Okay. So now I don't have much time, so I go through the comparison part a little quickly. So I think actually one of the biggest choice that everybody has to face during their career or life is choice of work. What do we want to work on? What kind of problem do we want to solve? Okay, and choice is usually more important than how much effort you put into it. Right? Choosing a good topic for you is very important. And I still remember when there was a case when in the Jane time that P.D. Lee was there reviewing everybody's contribution, okay, or everybody's planned project, and he said, okay, I don't need to listen to all the details, okay, don't spend so much time on that. Just tell me 3 things. What's your uniqueness of this project? What is the impact of this project? And the third, I don't quite remember now, but I believe it's something about your capability. Can you show me that you can pull this off? Okay. So 3 things, nothing else. And when I was a newbie in Fermilab, I was told that the important thing for a new guy joining a collaboration is visibility. You try to work on some project that so a lot of people in the collaboration can know you, know your name, and then it's easier for you to get around and do other things. And while I was with Google engineers, the Google engineer, the Google emphasizes three things for engineers. One is the complexity of the problem. If you are working on trivial problems, even if you are doing 100% good, it's not interesting. Okay. And then impact to Google. Say, if you solve something like, okay, yeah, there's one good example. There's an engineer who improved a small library that almost every product in Google uses, and it makes like memory footprint smaller by 30% for average program. And he can calculate, okay, Google has this many computers, and 30% less is how many money? Okay, that's millions and millions of money. They say, okay, I have a big impact. Yeah, so he can calculate impact this way, even if he's just changing like 10 lines of code. Okay, so it's not about effort, but about impact. And the third axis is leadership, whether you can lead, a few colleagues to accomplish something. Okay. And then there's the one line about startups. And the difference between research and product development, I guess a lot of you probably know. The purpose is very different, the deliverable is very different, and the measure of excellence is very different. Okay. So even for me right now, I'm in quantum computing lab, and the lab used to be very researchy because they want to publish papers in science, in physical reviews about every defect, every measurement they can do on their new chip or new whatever. And now we are in the mode of trying to make this a product for others. So that means the emphasis is very different. So the group is trying to transition that. And that's why I was brought in. One of the reasons they hired me. Because I had more experience on like making products. Okay. So we can skip that here. So I have these 5 axes that a lot of psychologists say that what people pursue or what people need, right? The lower left is the physiological, right? You need to eat, right? You need to see. And safety and self-esteem, love, belonging, and self-actualization. Different career will have different kind of scores. Like for scientists, usually a scientist has very high self-actualization towards 自我实现. Okay, you can do what you really want to do and accomplish something. And usually scientists have very high esteem from the society, but scientists usually earn less money. For engineers, usually engineers make more money, but they have much less self-actualization because a lot of time you cannot do what you really want to do. You are doing what boss tells you. So this is a trade-off. But nevertheless, it's a personal choice, right? So I think I will spend the last maybe 3 minutes to talk about human factor, because at least in my experience, the human factor was not very emphasized in academia, at least when I was in academia. But I don't know how it is now, so just want to share my experience. So this is a typical pyramid of academia. These numbers are from Taiwan, okay, education, Department of Education. So in bachelor program, there are 5,000 students, and then you have lessons, of course, and go to professor level, 3 or 4 levels. So that means a lot of students who study physics in various levels would not end up being a physics professor doing physics research. They have to do something else for their daily job. Okay, not a daily job. So the question is, how well do we prepare such students so they can succeed in the non-academic job and do well for themselves and their families? Okay. In industry, there is also a ladder, a pyramid. So the new graduate maybe at level N, and then if you do well, you get N+1, +2, and so on. So a lot of companies will set up that an engineer can work like all his career life and to retire at a certain level. You don't need to go all the way to the top of the pyramid to stay and retire. Okay. But if you cannot reach that certain level, that means you cannot do good engineering, so you probably should find something else to do. Okay. But that certain level is not the top. It's around the middle. Okay. So that's very different. It's like in graduate students say, okay, I can stay as a PhD graduate student for life and retire at something like that. Okay. But that's not possible in academia. Okay. Okay. So how does one become better. When you start, of course, you're not, if you're just a novice, and then you have to get better. At least in Google say, okay, the hiring is so hard, right? We have to interview like 100 to 200 people to get you in, right? The cost is very, very high. So we don't want to get you out easily. Okay, so we want to help you to become the best person you can be, or best employee at least. So there are a lot of resources that we're not going through them. But I want to emphasize this. So how Google deals with underperformers. Okay. So because, well, in every organization there are stars that does excellent. There are average person. There are below average, and maybe there are a few that's underperforming. How do you deal with that? So in industry, there's a so-called stack ranking that has been there for many years. In General Electric in the 80s, they fired the bottom 10% every year. Okay, so that's a very high stress environment. You don't want to end up at bottom 10%. And in Microsoft in the 2000s, when Steve Ballmer was the CEO, he borrowed that. He fired bottom X%, I think X is around 10, of each team, not the whole company. Okay, every 6 months. Okay, because it's every team. That means if you are the newest into a team, you are not familiar with everything, so you probably underperform a little bit. You have a higher chance of being fired. Okay, and if you have a team of everybody's star, right? Everybody's so good, you still have to fire some of them. Okay, so that was a problem for Microsoft for 10 years. Okay, they eventually got rid of that. And for Google, we know that there are many reasons that you are underperforming. That does not necessarily mean that you are not a good engineer. Maybe it's just other problems. So we have training and coaching for those people. And if that doesn't help, maybe you are working on a problem that you don't like, right? So change to another team. Maybe you'll like that problem better, and maybe you can do better. And if you still cannot do better, then yeah, you cannot say so. Yeah. Okay. So I learned Google. So plan your work in terms of measurable deliverables. So in industry, measurable is very important. Okay. So you don't say, okay, I want to develop feature X, or say, I want to study problem Y. You don't say that. You say, I want the code for feature X done, test it, review, check it. And then you can measure, okay, by the time, how much you have checked, and you say, okay, I've done 80%. You can have a number. Okay, so everybody has numbers, and then you can compare. Okay. And another thing is the value system. Very important. The value doesn't mean money, not necessarily. So I've seen cases that very nice people can do nice things. For example, in the Microsoft case, he looks very nice, but a lot of time you need collaboration between different teams to achieve goal. And sometimes people will withhold important information so that the other guy will not outperform him. And hurt yourself. So that means this is actually a bad value system that is hurting Microsoft as a company. So Google realized that very early. So you want to encourage collaboration and openness so everybody can be better, not at the risk of hurting yourself. Okay. So so it's building that into the system. For example, you say, okay, I have a quarterly goal, I have to finish this. But then there's my neighbor team has to finish their work, but they need my help. But the work to do to help them may take me 2 weeks, for example. But that was not planned in my goal. So if I spend 2 weeks to help them, I may not achieve my quarterly goal. That's hurting me. What happens then, right? But then if I don't help them, maybe they're as a team, not just one person, maybe the whole team will fail. So if I help them, what do I get? So usually that team will send sort of peer bonus. Every employee can send every employee peer bonus. Say, wow, he goes to great lengths to help me. I want to recognize him. Okay, and that will have a small money amount. Okay, but the person that receives bonus can list it on the internal resume. I help these teams do that, and as a result, I get the peer bonus approved, and that will help him in return. Okay, so things like that. So value system is very important, actually. Okay. And also, you don't need to be managing people to be a leader. Everybody can lead in something. Okay. if we have time, we can talk more about that. And also taking care of people who work for you. That's what I learned the most. Okay. We can also talk about it if we have time. Okay. So I think this is yeah. Okay. So this is a field, especially experiments. People know that useful skills in industry, like software, hardware, data analysis, and so on. But I want to emphasize soft skills. Okay, how to do teamwork, how to lead, how to do communication properly, and how to plan your project, how to manage it, and how to negotiate. Negotiate means sometimes you have to say no to something. Okay. And know what to say no to is kind of important and needs learned. So these are soft skills that actually help. So that's all on my slide. So I hope that all your students and assistants are going to have specifying careers after they finish their work here, because nobody can be a full-time assistant for life, right? I have to go on to do something else, and I hope all of them can have specifying careers afterwards, no matter where they go, academy or industry. Okay, I think that's my sincerely based hope for this one. Okay. Thank you.
So maybe we can elaborate on this during lunchtime and also in the afternoon chat. So certainly I would like to learn more some of the soft skills which Google can help us to do our work. So let's thank Yeping again.